People's business. So I'm probably gonna.
People got the link. Sound lines up. It's usually like join separate of queue.
Oh, they did sell us a book for last month. Itsy bitsy. Did they though?
All you did was this and it zoomed in on. There we go. No, like when you did that, it did that same they do now with like how if you watch a YouTube video of the podcaster, it does it zoom in thing,
Yeah.
they're talking, that's reminding. Make sure. There's one other person. Attraction. Can you hear us, Ray? Okay, I think you're on mute right now.
Oh, hi Liza.
Okay.
Hey, Ernie, how are you?
Good, how are
Yeah.
you?
Good.
Just a quick question for the board. We have Ray Harvey here who does murals in the state of Missouri. And, can we go ahead and let him give us a talk about what he does and the kinds of things that he does? And, yeah, just let him go first. Okay, go ahead, Ray, if you can. And it still shows you on mute.
Okay, how's that?
There we go, perfect.
Okay, good. Well, good to meet all of you, somewhat virtually, but you may have heard my name in the area primarily due to Hannibal and my work there. But I've done over 600 murals over the last 35 years. Whether you think I'm the best or not, that's beside the point, but I am probably most prolific because that's a lot of painting, that's a lot of brush strokes. But I kind of quit going into large cities, St. Louis, Kansas City, what have you, about 10 years ago, 8 years ago, and just found myself doing more work in branding and working with the city councils and the chambers and different arts groups at the small cities, small towns of Missouri. And I've done actually, New London has called me for information. I'm doing a mural in their city hall. I've done a couple in Bowling Green. I've done work in LaBelle, Monroe City, in your region. And of course, I've done Hannibal, where I've done 26 murals, which you don't ever plan to do 26 murals in one city. But that fortunately was a really terrific project, or span of time, I should say. And so I go into different towns, and primarily everyone I've ever worked with has never bought art before, and so they have the same standard questions. And if you have any questions, just throw them out at me anytime. But every town, my basic elevator pitch is every town needs an arch. When I grew up in St. Louis in 1966, my dad would take me down to see the arch being built, and now in 2025, you can go anywhere in the world, and if you show the arch, they'll say St. Louis. It's just synonymous with the city. And so a lot of these small towns, they're all very proud of their town, with their community, their friends, their organizations, the history of the town, and they just want to share that. They want to be noticed and relevant to the Missouri community as a whole. And it's hard to be a loud and noisy world, but when you do a big 100-foot mural or 50-foot mural or a 4-story tall mural, it makes it a little bit easier. And what I found through my art the imagery, whether it's only one mural, which is the case in quite a few towns, it kind of becomes the focal point of the town, the logo of the town. It's a way to market the town. And when people fly through, they'll say, "Oh, where was that place?" "Oh, that place with the big mural of the cow," or whatever it might be. It's always synonymous with the town. Once I do the mural, as I'm doing the mural, it's mine. It's me and my art, my creativity. But as soon as I leave, I kind of spiritually, I guess, whatever, hand it over to the residents and it becomes theirs. And all of a sudden, like I said, they all turn French. They come and say, "Look what we have, look what we did, look what's in our town." And so they kind of adopt my artwork, and I love that. That's perfect. And so as far as Louisiana, just adorable town. I really like driving through Louisiana. The few times I've been able to go up 79, you've got a lot there to offer. And I know there's been some interest expressed about doing some artwork, bigger artwork. You already have some murals, and they're mainly on panels, and that's a good way to go if that's what's necessary. But there are a couple of large walls that could really become the arch for Louisiana, and I'd be very proud and honored to do something there. And I encourage anybody to ask questions or ask how it works, what it costs, anything you want. Just go ahead and fire it out. Any questions you might have.
You have any questions?
Where would it go? Like, where would it go?
Okay, so, if we decided to get like a mural of some kind, sign, what would be the best place to put that? Is there any opinions that you have? Because right now, we currently have that sign at that area, 554 Georgia Street, where the Lamar sign's in.
Was that question addressed to me?
Yeah, I'm
Okay,
sorry.
I'm sorry. You're a little muffled. I can hear you, but you're a little muffled. I'm not picking up everything. Well, as we spoke this afternoon, that sign, and again, I'm speaking as an outsider, and I don't mean to offend or to criticize, but this is what I do: visual imagery, and that sign is not impressing anybody. Anyone that comes into town, I think I blew right through it, never even noticed it, and I was really kind of trying to see all the buildings and what have you coming into 54, but when people choose to do a vinyl type of sign like that, it just doesn't look great for very long. It's the material, it's the vinyl, it's the ink. It fades. You've got a westward exposure there, which makes it that much worse. And so to do something on vinyl and then also to share the space with another company, that doesn't say for impactful for Louisiana. And then as far as the imagery goes, it's very traditional. It looks like an advertising sign. But as an outsider, again, coming in, there was nothing on that sign that made me curious or really wanted to see more of Louisiana or thought, wow, that's really different. That's unique. They've got style. I'm going to see this. It's important. I didn't get any of that off the imagery. So when Chase asked me, "What do you think?" I bluntly told him what I thought, just as I am doing now. But that's my business, is to do imagery that's going to capture the audience and make them want to see more. And I don't know where, if you're going to move that sign, if you're going to put it in a different location, what it's going to be made of, how big it's going to be. I know nothing about that. That would be up to all of you on how that would be, how that would progress. But I will tell you that if you give me a size, a space, a good surface to work on, I can work up a design that I think would be far more desirable and prideful for the town, that someone can say, get a picture taken in front of it, or really want people to see and want to be known. Now, Louisiana, I asked Chase if there was any tagline or something like most cities have, St. Louis being gateway to the West, of course. But is there any real catchy, short, brief tagline for Louisiana? But if you had something like that to go with the really ornate, impressive looking, maybe Victorian typeface, and then a good imagery. It has to be short and sweet. Any sign, any mural is what we call highway painting. It has to look good from the highway. You don't want to tell everything Louisiana has ever done, ever been known for on a billboard. It just doesn't sell, doesn't work. Those are all things that the visitor is going to want to see later on. But first of all, you have to have a hook. You have to have something that makes them want to drive on into town and stop, not just get gas and go over the river. You want them to go up and down the main street and check out the stores and kind of get a feel for the atmosphere. So I can do something like that if you decide to change the sign, move the sign, and give me a good, easy to work with.
Talking about.
What?
So
But-
you're referencing a billboard. That billboard we do not own, so there's no moving that billboard. So what would be your suggestion as far as an outside of town signage?
To me,
Yes.
I have no idea. I've only been to Louisiana 2 or 3 times, and I don't know how the procedure works. I don't know who owns the property. I don't know. That would be up to the city or tourism or the chamber or somebody to select a new spot or select a new kind of a structure, and then I can take it from there from the design. But I'm not a contractor. I'm a muralist, so I can take it at that point on. But I don't know what all the conditions are, restrictions. I have no idea. I was
Right.
just asked to
And
take a look at it.
right, no, I get that. In your experience though, do you feel like the murals are more impactful to be outside of town or within town limits to bring people in to see the mural?
Oh, I did. Well, most of mine are all within town. I mean, I do some outside, but and one common question, which you haven't asked, but somebody would eventually, you're talking about vandalism. What happens if somebody comes and tags this mural? Well, all I can tell you is my experience. I've done over 600 murals. I've never had one tagged, and I worked in some really bad areas down in the city of St. Louis. Not an issue. There's some kind of weird respect for the idiots that go and tag buildings that they stay away from fine murals. I don't know why, but that's my experience. It may happen someday, but if they are out of town, it just lends more to the availability for someone to do something stupid. But when they're in town, where people can walk and look up at it, and that's what's cool about a large scale mural on a building. And if you've gone to Hannibal and seen some of the ones I've done there, as you're walking, it changes perspective and it almost moves because you're moving, and it's far greater impact than if you're just driving down a road. So as far as doing more fine art murals and historical murals or anything you may want, those really should be in town. You've got some good walls there, from what I could tell, good availability. But as far as the sign goes, that's going to have to be at the entrance to town somewhere, because that's the welcome sign. Would you build something or a pediment or another painting sign, whatever you want? That's kind of got to be at the door to the town.
Right. So what does pricing look like for you?
Generally across the country, you're looking at $20 to $30 a square foot. I don't typically give square foot prices because I don't feel I'm selling carpeting, I'm selling creativity. So everything is relative to what it is you're asking me to do. Complexity of design costs more, just like painting a forest costs more than painting a tree. Best analogy I can give for that. So a lot of factors. I'm not avoiding the question because, like I said, it goes $20, $30 a square foot. Depends on what surface. Depends on if it's outdoors, indoors. If I do it here and bring it, if I do it on site, this depends on a whole lot of things. I do have a $5,000 minimum. And if you're talking building now, that's different. But if you're talking doing something with a sign, that's not going to be very large. So, um, a lot of my murals go up to 20, 30, $40,000, but that's not going to happen on a sign. So you're going to be a much lower rate for that. But what I understand, you're paying quite a bit of rent for that billboard. And, frankly, to me, you can get a whole lot more bang for your buck doing something what we're just starting to talk about than to do that vinyl sign. What I'm going to do, regardless of the surface, you're looking at minimum of 10, if not 15 years, if not more, depending on which sun exposure it is, of durability that's going to look nice. So you take the cost divided amongst 12 years, it's pretty cheap advertising for the city, and it's there, and you don't have to pay rent on it.
think we should just figure out where it would go, though. Cause
Right.
cause you want it kind of on the highway, but there's not a
Yeah.
whole lot of
Yeah,
stuff on the highway.
there's a lot of debate too, who would want a sign on their land and stuff like that. But
Yeah.
I recently talked to somebody, from Concerned Citizens, and they informed me, now that, of course, this is probably subjective based on how big the sign is, but I was informed that they pay like a $400 a year leasing agreement to MoDOT. I don't know if there's any more cost factor in that, but that sign that Chamber owns out there by all parts, apparently. MoDOT has something to do with that, which I think MoDOT has a lot to do with a lot of signs anyway, because the right of way or whatever. But that's all I know, but yeah, I tried to get estimates just out of curiosity, and I couldn't get answers right away, because people are pretty busy right now.
We do a mural just like on the side of this building, since it is the city hall.
As I say, or on 79. Cause
Yeah.
the city owns a lot of those
Yeah.
lots right past the railroad tracks.
That's true.
And that could be a way to go. I mean, again, you're talking about someone who's an outsider. I've only been there a few times. I know you can get to Louisiana up 79 traditionally. I came in 54, and there may be 5 other ways. I don't know. But as far as a welcome sign, a big mural on a very noticeable building that says welcome, they're going to feel just as welcome if they see it coming up 79 as they will coming in 54. So, all that's, your town, the buildings, the dynamics, the traffic flow patterns. I do not. So, yeah, you're exactly right. Coming up with 2 or 3 spaces to choose from would be your first step.
Yeah, the issue with 54 is just where that billboard is currently is the only real entrance directly onto our main drag from 54. So unless you turn right down 79, you don't even know Louisiana exists before you're in Illinois.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And because that space is already occupied by that billboard, there's not really a lot of comfortable offshoots without cutting through neighborhoods on 54.
Have there been any studies regarding traffic patterns and number of cars, that kind of thing?
I'm sure Lamar has those numbers, but I don't know.
Well, I'm just saying I agree with you. Coming down 54 and you're across the bridge, you're in Illinois, Louisiana. But maybe you'd find out that 2/3 of the traffic comes up 79, not 54. I don't know.
Right.
Well, and there's also that road that, you take a right off of when you're on 54 going toward the YMCA or like Brown's Auto Body, is that big building?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but if you're not from this town and you take that road, that's weird. You're driving through a neighborhood in a town you don't know. You know what I mean? It's an awkward way into town if you're not from town.
Right, that's probably kind of subjective though, because I mean, whenever you take the Georgia Street and you're coming in, I think the only things you really see is like Buffalo Township, and then you're just surrounded by those woods as you get closer to town, and then you start to see the Star Cabin and stuff like that. Whereas if you take that right turn, I'm not saying that should be the only way, I'm just saying, you have the YMCA there, which has people in it, and then you have Brown's Auto Body, and stuff like that, so.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just saying
But I don't know.
as someone who's missed a turn and had to take the next turn Google tells me to, suddenly I feel like, ooh, I'm in a part of town I'm not supposed to be in.
Okay.
I don't live here. I'm not going to that YMCA. I'm not buying a muffler from All Parts. And that's not my neighbor. I'm trying to get Mexican food. Why am I here? So I don't want to corral people down a street like that.
But doesn't that road take you straight to Dos Primos? Shut up.
Yes, but I'm saying a more comfortable drive for someone not from town would be to come in directly onto Georgia.
Okay. All right. Do you guys have any more questions? Okay, I just want to bring it to our attention because we've been trying to find somebody talented with murals for a long time. We have never had any takers. And if we're talking to the mural person, then I think Ray is obviously the mural person to talk to. So, do you have any questions for us?
No, I look forward to maybe working with you guys if you want to take the next step and go on down the line. Primarily, as you know, I paint from the summer painting season, what we call it in Missouri, is from April 1st to November 1st. And I'm got a lot of projects lined up for the summer, but I'm not totally booked yet. just because of the project I'm working on. Some are waiting for grants, some are waiting for this, waiting for that, and they just haven't all come together. But we're just talking to the 1st of May. So if you decide to keep going with this idea and want to come up with a design, as I said, as far as the design goes, I told Chase that I charge $300 for a design. And what happens is, I don't care if you're spending $1,000 for the mural or $1 million for the mural, the design's only $300. It's a good starting point. It's a good thing that you'll have, that you all like, be approved. And then you can take and show it to people, say, look, this is what we want to do. And that's a lot easier to sell than if you just say, artwork or a mural or a new sign, whatever. That's not going to get a lot of enthusiasm going on. So, in the event, and it's never happened, that you think my design's awful, it's not the way you want to go, you want me to leave town, the worst that's happened is you lost $300. But assumably that you do like what I did and you want to keep going, and we eventually do a piece of artwork for the city, that $300 comes off the end cost. So you're not losing anything at all, but it gives you a lot of ammo up front, be able to go show the council and different groups and people saying, this is what we're projecting and proposing to a welcome area for town or in the center of town. What do you think? And well, you may not want to say that. Don't ask them what they think. Just tell them that's what you're going to do. How about that?
Okay, after, this call, there's somebody I want you to talk to, so I'm gonna give you their number after this call and then see if they're interested as well, because they were talking about putting a mural on their business for a long time.
Okay, good. Good.
Yeah.
I'd love to be spending the last half of summer in Louisiana. That'd be great. Can you text me that information?
Absolutely.
Okay. Well, I appreciate your time.
Thank you so much, Ray.
Thank you.
Bye now.
Okay, just wanted to make you guys aware that this awesome person exists. Okay, progress report, I've taken enough time, you guys can throw some stuff at me out.
We have our first car show sign up. So we have one. It was brought to my attention that because I had put in there that they could like drop photos into the Google form, they had to be logged into a Gmail because it has to go into their Drive first. I didn't realize that because I was like, oh, it's a Google form. Anybody can fill out a Google form. But because I had that option, it won't let you in unless you're signed into a Gmail. So I took that off. So that the guy that called me is the one that signed up. But I did in my post today, I said, you know, hey, the Google link's fixed in all my Facebook posts. So hopefully that'll help. I just sent an email to the pinstriping guy that we voted for last week.
Okay.
Lions, who does Kids Corner during
Yes.
Color Fest. They are going to talk about maybe bringing some of that
Lions.
Lions Club.
Okay.
I talked to Glenda on Monday after council. So their meeting is tomorrow.
So they'll be providing all the Kids Corner stuff?
So Glenda and Mike actually own a lot of it.
Mhm.
Like that's theirs. They just rent like some of it.
Yeah.
Or it gets donated to them. And I was like, even if y'all just want to set up a smaller version of it, just kind of on the lawn. But she's gonna see if they have enough people to do that and make it work.
Okay. Yeah, because I was actually gonna talk about that today, but if that's already kind of in the works, then I'm gonna talk about that.
Yeah, I was like, I know she's working on activities, but
Okay.
and then I don't think I have a lot regarding the car show, honestly. I've just been posting it all day, every day. I had another photographer reach out. I need to email him. Oh, and then we made the shirt.
So is this gonna be our, like, what's gonna be?
I don't
Like,
know, we
so
just made
that-
it.
So I went to a hippie fest a couple of years ago and they had their logo on a shirt, but they were white. And then you could go and tie dye your own shirt and it had like patterns. I was wondering if that would be something
It's a
cool.
thing, but then people have to leave with wet shirts, and I feel like that's weird.
Oh,
Cause like
It
if you
was a-
tie dye it,
yeah,
like, are you talking
Yeah,
about
how
tie
do
dye
they-
on site?
yeah. Yeah, so what they did is they had like patterns, you bought like a shirt and you just tie dyed what you wanted. And I don't know if they gave you like little baggies, like little bags to put them in.
Yeah.
I think we had some baggies to put them in, but I thought that was the coolest thing.
Yeah, and there's a tie-dye guy around here
Mhm.
that might be interested in doing that. We don't tie-dye.
Yeah. Well, what they
Okay.
did, honestly, just buckets
Yeah,
with like color and then you dip or you pour or like some squirt bottles.
yeah.
Right, and well, and then that's
Yeah.
something that we could definitely get a business to run.
Yeah,
And so
okay.
they, you know, like then they're sitting there and doing the sales pitch
Yeah.
while one parent does the
So
same.
I didn't
That
know
might
if
be-
that was something that y'all just have white shirts made and then people could tie dye or I didn't know.
And we can do to where we could print something in white
Mhm.
on a white shirt that then somebody else can tie-dye.
Yeah,
But then they have to buy those shirts in bulk
Right.
from us. We can't
right,
print
right,
them on site. I mean,
Right.
we could, it's
Yeah,
just
for-
not suggested.
yeah. No, I figured just have like a bundle of just white shirts and then people buy them. Tie dye.
Yeah.
shirts.
No, I think that would be great. I think we have the card of the guy that's out here that
Okay.
does tie dyeing. I'll see if we do. I'll send
Okay.
you his information. Yeah, that was just the t-shirt design we had come up with. Are we charging organizations like Lions Club, Boy Scouts, whatever to come out?
I feel like we shouldn't. Cause like I've been scared to call the VFW to be like, hey, you guys have to pay $100 to come and.
Yeah, I feel like if they're not
Yeah.
selling anything,
Yeah.
we shouldn't.
Yeah, I feel like that too. Is that,
Well, yeah, plus, because they're part of our draw,
Yeah.
without them, we wouldn't have kids activities.
Right.
okay,
Okay, so I'll let them know scouts are interested in.
I have
doing
that
this.
written down somewhere.
Can we get them to do the color guard then too? Or the, like, can they do the putting limbs and the yada yada before the car show?
Cause the scouts is looking to be involved. I've talked to them about having a couple of the older kids help me with the car show for lineup.
Mhm.
But then like they're always trying to get new kids to join scouts and they have a bunch of free stuff they can hand out with some kind of little game.
Now, how would I contact the Boy Scouts?
I can give you a name and a number.
Yeah, and I'll call them tomorrow.
There's the number.
Yeah.
It's Julian.
Julian?
Yeah, they're a teenager, but they're the one we know.
They
Um,
run it.
yeah, I mean, they're an Eagle Scout and was it their dad is scout leader?
So I don't guess.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I'll call them tomorrow.
Carl.
Essentially,
So they're interested in helping setting up a booth and stuff like that. I was like, I'll have to get back to you if we're charging for those. I was like, I don't think so. But yeah, Boy Scouts sends them a bunch of free stuff to hand out for recruitment.
Okay.
So I was like, come up with a game
Yeah,
and then just hand that out. Just be there. The other thing we were made aware of is we don't have a stage.
that is correct. We don't.
true.
So that's a problem.
And I can work that into the 2,000 for the deck for Momo and a platform for the way.
Oh.
If we want to do that, but it'll be a plywood stage and maybe only 4 feet off the ground, or we try to find a tractor trailer,
Flatbed.
a flatbed tractor trailer that we can just leave in the parking lot and
That
build
we
a set of stairs.
borrow from someone.
I think that would be a better idea because it sits higher.
It's way
Yeah.
higher. The only thing the bands have said, or
Is that
somebody
they're
mentioned,
narrow?
they're real narrow,
Oh.
so putting like a band in front of a drum kit, like a singer in front of a
Oh,
drum kit, it gets a little dicey. Then what if we got 2?
Yeah.
Park them right next to each other and put a plywood bridge between.
Put them butt to butt.
Side by side, like a hamburger.
I think somebody during Color Fest. I don't know if it was Concerned Citizens or not Concerned Citizens, it was Betterment or it was Chamber that helped us with this black stage that we had set up for relief.
Yeah, where did that stage come from? Who has that stage? That's what we were asking about.
Yeah, I think,
Cause we were asking and they said that like somebody used to have one and it got stored somewhere and then it wasn't there.
Yeah.
Did it come from Concerned Citizens? Cause I bet Tim will know where it's at.
it's one of those three groups because I remember somebody was.
One of the
And
CCCs.
they dropped it off in Pocket Park and then there was a bunch of flailing of arms and then we had to move it to Forest Street and then everybody was chill about
Do
it.
you want me to just ask Tim if he knows where it's at?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we need to figure out a stage.
I don't know, that's weird, this entire time, I was under the assumption that part was taken care of, so, oh, we'll just make that stage, and I'm like, oh.
Yeah, I just assumed
Yeah,
we had one too, and then we were talking to Glenda and she was like, nobody knows where the stage is. So I don't know if that stage maybe came out of the Elks,
Huh.
it was borrowed or.
Or it was one of the other groups, because then we were being told back and forth that it was Concerned Citizens.
And I feel like there has been fights about who owned the stage, so I don't know if somebody has a secret warehouse somewhere,
Is this the
with
part?
the stage in
where You
it.
guys say, psych, you're actually playing on hot pavement.
Yes. Yeah, so I think,
That's good catch, though.
yeah, I think that was my whole list. Yeah, I'm still waiting to hear back from. Cause did I talk about the wheelie machine last week? Okay.
Yep.
I sent her the vendor form. She hasn't emailed me back.
Let me add her to this. My list here.
Yeah, she is
And did we-
mid-moto.
Quick question. The people that will be giving these like kids corner events or people that are adjacent to that will do any kind of event for a kid. Is there any way that we can just like? Do they, like, how do I say this correctly?
Beat 'em this-
What if a business wants to come in and do kid stuff? Will they always be charged money? How do we decipher that? Because the kids thing is the thing that's the part of the draw that the adults could go look at the car stuff, right? In some kind of form of fashion. So I'm wondering like,
They've got a Louisiana address, it's only $75 for a 10x10.
Yeah,
That's where I would start. I would say right now, it's the nonprofits are the ones getting the free spots.
okay, that makes sense, okay.
Um, but if you're
A bit of the-
selling from or promoting your own business,
Makes sense.
Yeah.
you are paying.
And has anybody from the military reached out to take one of those vendor spots?
Nobody's reached out.
You want me to contact them too?
Yeah, that'd be great.
well, and I know
Rufus was
that
supposed to-
Rufus was kind of checking with Rufus, I think he was trying to get a hold of his old CEOs and stuff like
Okay.
that.
Yeah, cause he knows some of the recruitment offices out here. I was trying to get them to bring out any of their
Yeah.
rock climbing, do 1,000,000 push-ups, whatever.
Chin up.
Yeah, chin-ups, thank you, not push-ups. I don't exercise.
U-ups.
U-ups.
And we're not charging them, right? Okay.
Is it U-ups or U-downs?
Especially if they're
I
bringing
think we
something
need
out,
that.
if they're just bringing a table, maybe, but if they're bringing an actual thing out that we can eat over the room for.
What do you guys think about a dunking booth where you dunk Momo?
Yes.
Yeah, and it's like maybe like $5 for like 3 balls or something. So the dunking booth, there's a place called Jumperoos, and it's like, what?
No, go ahead.
And it's like, I think it was like $250 or $300, unless you know where a free dunk booth is.
Oh, no, I always just sort of thought the concerned citizens of that little Saturday festival or the yard sale thing,
Yeah.
I'm ready to start doing the dunking booth be over there. Doesn't the mayor and the chief have a dunking booth thing when you?
I don't know.
Oh, yeah. They would know.
I don't know, you know, ask him about that.
No, I'm sorry, you said dunking booth and blah, blah, and I thought, guess what, Gerald?
He'll love it.
Well, and the fire department did mention, or Clint did mention that he would try to set up the bucket water hose push and stuff like that.
Oh, okay,
again
good.
In one of the areas,
Good,
like they
good.
want to set up the water sports stuff again. Can you say water sports in front of adults?
And then
There's
for a
also-
parade, like before it starts, like a parade? No, okay.
No, we have to have special insurance for that. That's the whole time.
Speaking of special insurance.
That's why I'm saying, we can get with Liza and see if we can't figure out where we want to put like color guard and do the morning blah, blah, blahs.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of special insurance, I called them and they said that MoPerm does not cover, what we're trying to do with the land over here, to my understanding, Mark's Smith's land.
Right.
But she gave me a link and she said that we would have to file for the third party on special event insurance, and then we just, there's a quote estimator that will show you how much money to pay, so we might have to set aside $700,000 for that.
Okay. Well, and we also need to get him just an agreement and kind of an overview of what we're planning on doing over there too, as far as Momo and then any of the other activities also on the grass.
So yeah, the conversation happened and, also. I'm sorry, I didn't write it.
No, you're fine.
I think you guys are still going on.
I'm trying to figure out what I was gonna say, but I forgot what I was gonna say, so. I
Yeah.
had more to say, I can't think of it now.
Liza, did you say something?
I'm sorry, say again, I couldn't hear you.
Oh, Liza, did you want to talk about anything?
Yeah, actually, so I was working on a event planner. And I'm trying to figure out, because we got, let me see here, my last week's notes. So we got Bill, Rob, Stormy, and Stage Dog. Right?
Yes.
And that's 2 hours each would be, well, actually 6 hours and then 1 hour with Bill, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So I'm just trying to figure out like how much time they're going to need in between. Should we start Bill at 12? Because didn't he want to go like earlier if the event's starting at 11?
Bill said that he wanted to go later because he has trouble with the heat, so if he can go later when the sun's starting to go down, he'd prefer that.
Okay. So as far as like in between, like when one performer ends, like how much time in between do you think? Like 30 minutes, 15? So them come on and set up.
I think 30 to 45 minutes might be okay, because I've been to a lot of festivals and people seem pretty content. That's around that time people might walk away. I mean, if they might form a crowd, and at that time they say, oh, you know what, I need to go use the restroom, I need drinks.
Well, we should have in those interludes, we should be announcing different awards and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll be announcing car show awards if we do any like stage activities or
Like
anything.
contests, like the Harry Man or all.
Yeah, any of the little contests and stuff like that. So I would try to give yourself 45 minutes minimum.
Between each one.
Yeah. Cause especially like Stormy and Stage Dogs are gonna have the most equipment. And so I mean, if Rob's just by himself, it's him and his guitar. And
He also, which I don't wanna take up time saying this, but I think he's still interested in having a backup band. It's $400 for 2 hours.
okay. How much have we spent on bands so far?
I actually have a list of charges, pull up right now. Hopefully it's accurate.
I don't know, Steve got me all stressed on the last one. He's like, you spend money on this and you spend, and I was like, you're not even adding in what we spent on music, Steve.
I could tell like getting very irritated with him. I told my husband, I said, oh, he was getting irritated with him. I know, I was like.
Oh, yeah, he's everywhere.
He didn't. He was like, yeah, I just stole him. I'm like, yeah, it's cool. Whatever.
Yeah.
You haven't been here.
So this is the correct, it's kind of scattered right now, but I have not spent any money on this. Stage Dog, just zoom in, I'm sorry. there. So I the expense is $100, stage dogs is $800, to my understanding, Bravo gas is $150. Bill White, $1,200, Stormy's $300, and then we have that budget for the radio ad, which is $2,000. The Lamar signage is $4,095, and the pinstripe would be $100, and then if we have the backup band, that's $400.
So we've already spent $24.50 on bands.
And we have 4.
Mhm.
That's gonna be about an hour in between, that's 8 hours there, I think 4 is enough. Is that what you're,
The backup band was more of a luxury because Rob requested it, but I don't think that he flat out denied it because he's already signing the release form, so I think he can go solo, but that's like. If you guys can help, awesome, but if you can't, I think it's, he understands kind of thing. So what does the board think about that?
I mean. I don't wanna say no, but I do wanna say that it wasn't a part of the original. What he brought up, and now it's just like, oh, okay, but what if I wanna do this, can you pay me more money for that, like, does that make sense?
Yes.
And
It's
is that added equipment that they're expecting to?
They all bring their own instrument, the way that he worded it to me was it's $100 per guy, they all bring their own instrument, and it's for 2 hours, it's a flat thing, so. If I submitted that, there would be 4 people signing it, and it'd be, at least 4 make sure that that was what they agreed to, and then I'd get that back, and then that would be it.
Yeah, I mean, it's just a tough call, like, we've already, like I said, we've already spent $2,500 on bands for this. And
Now, hypothetically, if for whatever reason we start getting a lot of sponsorship stuff and miraculously appear. and
Right.
Change our mind down the road, but for now, we'll just say table or no.
Yeah.
right? We're not
Yeah.
saying it's no forever, we're just saying right now, we're just kind of.
we're a little
watching.
bit capped on
Yeah.
entertainment funds, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, like, personally, I would rather see that $400 go towards, Facebook ads or something.
And then also we have to anticipate this too, depending on what the LLC plan on doing as far as fundraising. If we're deciding to pitch in on that for our new budget. And did everybody get the email, or you guys probably already know about the new budget that got approved? So I think according to an email, unless I have bad memory recognition, Stephen told me that the budget was 15K was passed for tours.
Yeah.
Okay,
That's what they said at the meeting on Monday,
okay,
but
I just wanna make this to know.
yeah. Have we gotten any other donations?
Just
Do we know?
Just Chris sitting right now, which I'm gonna start promoting her before too long. I just don't know if I should tag her directly with the hyperlink, or if I should just put her face or,
I would just do like a thanks, Chris, for being
Okay.
a sponsor.
I'll try to make it part of the news story.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah. Yeah, cause once we get the freaking truck back. I can start going and asking for sponsorships for the car show.
and also, I'm sorry, Eliza, did you have anything else you wanna add? I don't wanna interrupt your train of thought.
No, I'm good, Annie, thank you.
Let's see, I wanted to bring this up to you guys too, so the mayor sent me a sponsorship thing that he's gonna start pushing out. And I had to rearrange it and clean it just a little bit because there's some things that have to be asked about what people get as an incentive, it's the wording that is kind of weird, so. If you are, I guess, under $100, then your name gets mentioned, kind of like Patreon, a thank you. Get that posted on the website and social media. And then again, they wrote this, I guess, you'll have a bronze sponsor banner, and again, anywhere from $100 to $249. I did not create these ranges. And then on stage recognition and a thank you mention. If you pay $250 to $499, name listed on a shared silver sponsors banner, and the name mention a supporter, thank you, and social media, website, etc. I'm not sure where the silver sponsor banner would go unless it was the main stage. But then if you go into gold sponsor, there's a gold sponsor banner, logo placement on event signage and printed materials. So that's the added bonus of the printed materials, and then on stage recognition and thank you mentioned, so somebody had to get on stage and do that.
What are the printed materials and event signage?
I would assume printed materials, probably like if I go out and I guess print flyers of Legends of Liberties, my assumption would probably be, it's like what Steven said, you'd have to get that advertisement real estate or whatever, and probably put stuff on there, but I don't know how far, if you want to like make an extra piece of paper that attaches to that, so these are our sponsors, I don't know, that was my guess.
Okay. Yeah, I was just like, we won't really have like
A lot of room.
a brochure or you know, like at pageants
Yeah.
and stuff, you get the paper, I was like, what is that?
Like,
And you know, hypothetically, we could do some craftiness with that, but that's up in the air, so as soon as a list of events with what kids are gonna do, and heck, just like Point Fest, I can take the map that you made, or you could make a map, it doesn't matter, just slap it inside of a little leaflet or something, and
Not bad idea.
and you could double print it, you could have on the front, Legends of Liberty thing, and they flip it over, and it's like a doubles thing, so you can open it up and see events. So that's something to
yeah.
consider.
Yeah,
But man, as far as real estate's concerned, on a piece of paper, you're gonna have to stretch it. And then the platinum sponsorship, premium logo placement on all event banners and advertising, recognition, all radio and social media promotions. The radio, I'm sure the radio one might be a catch-22, because I'm not sure how KJFM would take that if we bundle that into what we want to say. I don't know what they would get.
I mean, I think the way they usually do that is that, yes, they're saying you get a radio spot, but in reality, it's us buying them radio time out of their sponsorship money. Kind of thing.
Yes.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
I believe, I could be wrong,
It's
but I think that's usually how it works, is like, they'll
we're
say,
occupying their radio way of real estate, essentially.
Kind of,
Right,
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, we take money out of their sponsorship to run our own radio ads, and then we just make sure that they're mentioned in the radio ad.
Hey Eliza, get this, so platinum sponsorship's $1,000, it says public shout outs from main stage during the festival, so you could say prestige worldwide, why?
I don't know the wine mixer.
Perfect.
I dare you. So yeah, there's that, I'll send this out to everybody tomorrow, giant banner there with the corrected thing that's right here. I don't have much more to report, we were supposed to have a guest today, but she did not show up, she's one of the people that was involved with the 50 miles per hour work. But she has things to, she's running the business, she also. I don't remember a lot of her.
Did you see the shirt?
Hey, for the contest that we're having, I think that kind of needs to be like out there before, cause like I'm thinking best dressed Momo or best dressed cryptid, like the Hairy Man contest and all that. Do I need to make like a banner or like a flyer like you have, or like with the information on it, or like how does that?
I would say probably just make like a, like, do you use Canva at all?
I can.
Yeah, I would just make like a document size something and then just post that into
How
Facebook.
much these selling?
We don't know yet.
Okay.
That's
That's fine.
Concept art.
a later to be determined.
But
if
no,
we're-
I
If we're even doing the shirts, if we can figure out how we do the shirts.
won't. Okay.
And everything else.
Yeah, and also run the bar and also run the car show and also build a statue and. Yeah, but now we made that and I'm like, I don't want anybody else print that, that's ours.
Yeah, it's pretty sick, I like it.
And it doesn't look bad on the front either, if we wanted to do it as a front print and put sponsors on the back. Also a possibility. I know that like. The bonus of using us is that we can print on site and nobody has to buy bulk shirts.
Hey, Casey, show the camera, show lighting. If it'll go toward it. Wow, because it was zoomed in on you and then it went away. I don't know if she can see it or not, but.
I can send her a picture.
Yeah, so some.
You know, like, when I look at that, it immediately draws me back to like the vintage photographs that you see.
Yeah. It does.
Yeah,
Yeah. Gemini.
Hmm?
Gemini.
oh, really?
I mean, I did all the text work and stuff,
Oh,
but,
I thought you were just saying that that's why I was drawing.
oh, no, I didn't know you were a Gemini.
Figures.
Funny story about that.
They're probably not.
Guess what you mean?
Yeah, Jim and I made most of it and then I just had to go in and clean it up. I'm sad Twitchell's not here. Twitchell's little Easter egg is in there.
What is it?
Well, I don't know if you've known Twitchell's big push for the city. Small town, big
Oh.
whatever. So I put small town, big fun on there for just for Twitchell. Also, I needed something to fill in that space. I was like, this looks naked.
So I was gonna throw something out there. I came across a profile by accident. Somebody had their Facebook thing popped up and I clicked on it, and there a picture, your old picture with like a giant Bigfoot. But on their profile, it showed a flyer that said Bigfoot sightings on it. And I was like, that might be a nifty marketing approach, so I was thinking about printing out flyers with Bobo on it. And since I'm leaving like Friday or Saturday, I was gonna go through on my way down toward Arkansas. And I was gonna like take that and like staple it to light posts. And maybe make like reported sightings. Wait a second. Wait. Oh, wait a minute. I didn't do it.
We stayed past our.
Oh, it's Liza 2 times.
I'll make sure that it's the president chat, Liza times 2.
Oh, the only other thing I guess I could
Sorry,
add was
lost
that,
connection.
oh, you're fine. Was, as something for free for the car show guys, most car shows will do something for like the first 50 people to get there, first register, whatever. To do that print, but on a banner, like a small like canvas flag that they can hang in their garage. If we could pull that money out of car show sponsorship funds, like out of the trophy funds, depending on what the level of sponsorship looks like. To at least just cover the material.
Yeah.
Before you guys leave, I went with the board's approval first, so I'm just putting this on record. I should have done more research before the sign went into effect, and so from my understanding, which could be subjective, the typical procurement procedure that takes place to make sure there's competitive bids and stuff in place for this kind of thing, like the sign that was voted on. Council already passed it, so it's already set in stone, but I don't wanna personally sign it just because I'm paranoid about that kind of stuff. So, are you okay with signing it, B? Okay, so we'll have that fax tomorrow, but does anybody have any objections? It's a purchase order that has to go out because, the week's coming up and, maybe that's gonna be here before you know it, but it's already Wednesday now, so we have to get this out, so. Yes.
Can I sign it or does the mayor have to sign it?
Well, I'm assuming, who signed it before?
I just know that when we did the vinyl,
Yeah.
the mayor had to sign
Oh,
it. Yeah,
okay,
so double checking. You know where we live. I can run back up here tomorrow.
okay, yeah.
But yeah, I think when we did the vinyl the last time, I had to send it to the mayor to sign it.
Oh, yeah, I remember
You remember that?
Yeah.
Okay, I was like, am I going crazy or did that actually happen?
that. Okay,
So yeah, him to sign it.
you'll have actually the best course. Okay, so one thing, I'll send you guys an email and I'm gonna update the website too. We'll have to figure out this kind of annoying inconvenience that is the special events thing you have to apply for as far as insurance.
Yeah.
So, you have any more questions, Liza?
Nope, I'm good.
Okay, I'm adjourning this meeting then.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, love you, bye.
Hey, guys, have a good night.